What's up, guys? This is your girl, Super. I decided to do a second channel because I want to focus on just doing video games and kind of teaching all my girls to play video games on that one channel. And then this one is more for me, and so you guys don't know, but I've been recently diagnosed with PTSD, and I'm not a war veteran or anything like that. I just had a very difficult childhood, very violent childhood. So one day at work, I was just not feeling well, and then one thing led to another. I ended up getting shingles. I get very worried about just everything. I have severe anxiety. So I decided to take a couple of months off from work. The insurance, just an FYI, they didn't cover, they didn't think I was sick enough to miss work. They didn't understand that I work at a retail job, so it's mostly it's customer service, and everyone's stressed out, everyone's going through something. But working at a retail job, if you do, or if you know what I'm talking about, you know that people come in with the intention sometimes to just make you miserable. Just they want to get out their frustrations on you because people feel like you're less than them, and that angers me a lot. Coming from a very angry childhood, let me tell you, sometimes it's just I feel like my head is just gonna explode, and then my rational side of my head tells me, well, that's called an aneurysm. So then I start to worry, so I get upset about being upset. And again, we are, as retail people, we are just at the bottom pretty much when it comes to society. Everyone treats us like shit. So everyone has a funny story about the retail job. Most people decide to get out. I'm trying to go to school, but again, because of my childhood, I decided to move out of my parents' house, and then moved in with my boyfriend's parents. And their parents, at first, they were really nice, but his mom never really accepted me. I think it's a woman thing. You feel like there's another woman that comes into your household, and then it just gets it's a weird dynamic, and it becomes toxic. So we had to move out, and I couldn't go to school because of my immigration paperwork wasn't done. So if I was to go to school, that's a story for another day though. Anyway, my point is, life is very stressful, and I just haven't had the chance to go back to school because you want your independency, because you say, well, being independent is gonna make me feel better, but it comes at a cost. Nobody really explains to you how expensive that is. Having said that, I rather work and go crazy because of my own limitations than be with my parents or my boyfriend's parents and then just leave by their rules, which are ridiculous. Anyway, so I apologize for the breath, the way my breathing sounds. I do struggle to breathe. I brought that up to my doctor many times, but she sees me that I'm young, and I don't know, my blood pressure is normal. I guess it's on the verge of high, but she doesn't seem to be too concerned. So it's it's hard. They look at you and they're like, oh, you look fine, so therefore you're healthy. But I don't know if I am. But again, I have anxiety, so I could be blowing it out of proportion. I'm not sure. So I'm doing this. I don't really want to show my face. I don't feel comfortable with my face being shown. There's a lot of people that do not like me. There's a lot of people that are jealous. There's a lot of people that just want to criticize you, and I just don't want to let that in. So I'm just gonna be showing you guys some Nintendo Power. This time it's just gonna be a guide of one of my favorite series. I think I've played A Link to the Past a long time ago. I do not remember anything about it. So anyway, if you're gonna be looking at my series, if you don't want to listen to what I have to say, that's fine. If you just want to look at the artwork, I will be taking it easy. And if you haven't had a chance of have one of these puppies, then you can just take a look at the art. That's all good. I'll try to keep my hands out of the way as much as possible. So anyway, this is my therapy. I went to a therapist, and therapy is really, really expensive, and it's only 50 minutes because they need 10 minutes at the end to look at your file and think. I don't know what a therapist does on their own time, but it is 50 minutes, so you get to talk for a bit, and the 50 minutes go by super quick. I'm going back to work this Saturday, so today is Thursday, and I'm dreading it. I am someone that my position requires me to work at least 44 hours. That is the very minimum. I make, I'm not nearly close to 50 grand a year, but I do make more than just working full-time at a minimum wage, which right now is $15. So I could quit. Everyone says to just quit your job, but it's I'm making at least 10 grand more of what minimum wage is for a full-time person on average. So it's not that easy. I can just decide, okay, I'm gonna quit my job, and if I want to go to school, then that's a lot of money. But anyway, therapy. I like therapy. I feel like if that's something you can afford, then you should go with it. It's very nice. It's very relaxing. Again, it goes by super quick, and then you end up feeling like, okay, well, that's almost $200. And I do believe that you need to work on yourself. I feel there's a big stigma around mental health, and it's very difficult. I know if I was to tell my boyfriend's parents that I'm seeing a therapist, at first they'll be understanding, but then I know they will mock me for it, or if they're ever upset at me, they would make jokes that I'm not okay with. Like his mom has done a comment before that, oh, did you take your pills today? Like you're talking crazy. I don't get along very well with them. They try to, but sometimes they're just nasty people, and nasty things come out of their mouths, and I feel the urge sometimes of, just somebody that I don't like, I say a mean comment, because that's the way humans are, that's the way we are, where we feel, we don't want to see other people succeed. I'm not saying that's right, but obviously that's the way it is. We want to be better. We want to have better things. That's a sickness that my mom has. She's always had. She's always told me to, you have to look good. Your house has to look good. Everything she does is pretty much to show off to other people. And that if you think like that, it consumes your life. Ooh, a poster. That's cool. Here, let's show it off. Neat. And then the Dark World. Cool. I did play A Link Between Worlds when it was released on the 3DS. I believe that was the 3DS. It was very easy, but sometimes I forget that some games are meant for kids. Maybe I'm not. Sometimes I feel like I'm a child trapped in a grown-up's body. Anyway, so my mom is that kind of person that wants to, it's all about appearances. Even if you're poor, you have to look like you're doing better than the person beside you. And I find I'm Mexican, so I find that a lot of the Hispanic community at least in my experience, has that thing where they feel like they need to be better than you. Which is fine, you know. You wanna get ahead, you wanna have things and feel good, that's fine. Just my problem is when somebody comes and tries to make you feel less than what you are. They try to diminish your value, and that's when I'm not okay with that. Don't use me as your stepping stone. You know, you want to be better, be better. Gonna cross my legs, I mean. Yeah, you want to be better, do better, that's fine. Just don't think that you can come or tell me to my face some nasty things and that I'm just gonna take it. Yeah, so this is my therapy, I guess. If nobody listens, that's fine. Sometimes I feel like I need to get it out, and you know, paying for a therapist, unfortunately, I run out of benefits, and I will not be paying $200. I know it sounds bad, you know, I'm not gonna be investing in my mental health. Again, if you have the money, if you have the means, please go and talk to someone. But unfortunately, if I don't save money, if I don't use my money wisely, I will never be able to go back to school and get out of my retail job, which I always say, you know, never talk bad about your job, because you're blessed enough to have it. You're blessed enough to have the energy to go out and do it. Sometimes I feel super sick. I honestly feel like I'm going to pass out. But, you know, you get to do these things. You get to go to work. You get to do something. You get to get paid. And with that money, you get to buy, you know, maybe not the things that you want. Maybe just the things that you need. But that's okay. You know, you make your own living. You get to have your independency, if that's the case. Or, you know, like my sister loves makeup. You know, she likes to spend like crazy money on makeup, and by crazy money I mean like $100. To me, that's crazy money. But that's her. That's what she likes to do with her money, and you know, if that's what you work for, then that's fine. Some people like to go and travel. That's good. So I don't like to complain too much about my work, because again, I'm blessed enough to have it, as much as my body hates it and my mind hates it. That's how I pay the bills. That's how I pay my independency. So it you know, that's what we got. That's what we have to work with. I get tired of talking. I keep on telling my doctor, listen, lady, I struggle. And I am someone that works out. And before I would never struggle, but I think she seems to think it's all a mental thing. So that's, you know, that's what she thinks. She's the expert, so what do I know? Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing stuff like this because, again, I don't like to show my face, and I don't have enough money to go through a therapist, so this is gonna be my therapy. Just look through nice pictures, and you know, maybe you guys get to experience either the scenery or my words of wisdom. Yeah. I made a previous video how I recently went to a spa. I feel like I got molested. I'm trying to forget about it, but if you haven't watched, and if you're still listening, I got a massage, and it was with a young kid, and when I saw him, I was like, oh, this kid's a little kid. I guess he's at least 18 years. But he leaned against me, which I'm fine. And sometimes you touch parts that you don't want to touch, but his part happened to be plump. Hard. Okay, he was hard, so that was weird. That was weird, definitely. Again, I don't know if he's doing it for money, because he's like, oh, maybe if I get a bone, they'll throw me a bone, you know, give him some tip. And I went with these people that I consider my family. They're mostly my lovely boyfriend's family. I love him with all my heart. I don't know what I would do without him. But yeah, his family is something else, and my family is something else. They come over sometimes and they just drive me crazy, especially my mom. There's some people that were never meant to be parents. She's just not very good, but that's because of her. She had a really rough childhood as well. So I understand why she is the way she is. Do I wish she never had me? No, because life is beautiful. Would she have decided not to have me? I would be okay with that too. It's I know I altered her life, and sometimes not for the better. She abandoned me a couple of times. And I know it sounds ridiculous or just dramatic, but she did leave me for a couple of years with my grandma. And then recently again, she didn't want me to be dating my boyfriend. And I've been with him for about almost 14 years. So we've been together for a while. So that was a decision that I do not regret. But she wanted me to go back to Mexico, and Mexico is not that. It's a beautiful place, but it's not, the quality of life is not nearly enough as it is here. So I resent her. I decide to. Some days I wake up and I decide to just forget about it, and I forgive her, and we're good for a couple months. But then she comes in, or I go see her and she says something and she gets all familiar and she feels like she can tell me what I'm doing wrong. Lady, I know what I'm doing wrong. You're the reason why I have PTSD. Trust me. I am thinking of all these things that you're telling me. Oh, you should buy a house by now. All this money. She did math the other day. This is how much money you've paid in rent. I'm sorry, but yeah, I know. Like, F off, you know, like back off. I know that I could have had this money towards my own house, but you don't know what position you put me in. The second time that you abandoned me, and like if it was up to you, I would be in Mexico probably with a couple of kids, or just I don't know. But you know, she comes in and she starts doing math, and she tries to tell me, oh, this is what you should be doing, and oh, you've gotten fat. Yeah, I know. Have you taken a look at yourself, lady? You're not a model. So, yeah, she makes me real upset, and she makes me hate her, and then it's like, lady, I know, like all of these things that you're pointing out they're the reason why I'm stressed out. And she's still set on me leaving my boyfriend, who's now my fiance. I keep on calling him boyfriend. He's my fiance. I just find that very obnoxious. Like, my fiance and I. Like, okay, lady, come on. She's still set on me leaving him, or she keeps on saying things like that, and she just makes me so angry. Oh, lady, fuck off. I didn't want to swear, but she drives me nuts. She's the worst sometimes, and every time I forgive everything she does because they're your parents. But because my theory is that she was young, she didn't know what she was doing. But you're old now. You're old enough to know how to be. You should be wiser. You should be actually giving me advice instead on shitting on me to make yourself feel better. And again, that could be a hang up on my part. Maybe I'm just being oversensitive, but that's the way she comes off to me, as like, I know what I'm doing. I just bought my second house. Good for you. If you would have sent me to school like you should have, then you wouldn't have money to buy a fucking house. I'm getting emotional. She's really messed me up. But you know, you have to go out there and do the best that you can. and you know, just keep on swimming like Dory says. So anyway, I wouldn't say I have the best relationship with my mom. She drives me crazy, and then work drives me crazy, and then I worry too much. Again, my sister, I have a sister and a brother. They're half siblings, but I love them all the same. So that's with my mom. With my dad, he's in Mexico. He's got 3 kids with his wife. She's lovely. I don't know if she's fake. Sometimes I think that I'm like, wow, if you're being fake, you're like you're really good at being fake. She, you know, she is his soulmate. My dad still has a thing for my mom, unfortunately, but she knows, his wife is aware of it, and she's okay with it. So who am I to judge, right? So anyway, guys, so this is pretty much it. This is the last page of this, and you know, I hope to be seeing you guys soon. If I didn't bore you, please come back again, and listen to my nonsense. Oh, is that Deku Tree? Oh, Talking Timber. Okay. Anyway, yeah, come back, like my video, unlike it, it's all good, I don't mind either way. Oh, laundry. I gotta do more laundry, so that's cool. Alright guys, have a good day, and remember, don't be basic.